Something strange is happening in Baltimore, and nobody saw this coming. A simple update on Lamar Jackson's status turned into a full-blown scandal in the NFL, and now the team could even face penalties from the league. What seemed like just a common injury ended up becoming a much bigger problem, sparking investigations, controversy, and even affecting the betting lines in Las Vegas. And to make matters worse, the Ravens will have to take the field without their star player, right when the season is hanging by a thread. What really happened behind the scenes? Why did the NFL decide to investigate? And what could this mess mean for the team's future? It all started with a decision that hit Baltimore like a bomb. Something strange happened in Baltimore, and now the NFL wants to figure out exactly what went down. The Ravens reported on Friday that Lamar Jackson had practiced normally, as if he were ready to play. But then, out of nowhere on Saturday, the team changed the story. They said he was limited and ruled him out of the game. This sudden twist shocked everyone and did not go unnoticed by the league. According to ESPN reporter Adam Schefter, Lamar participated in the scout team practice, which simulates the opponent's offense. But according to NFL rules, if a player does this kind of activity, he should be listed as a limited participant, never as full. In other words, the report was already wrong on Friday, and when the team corrected the information, the damage had already been done. The NFL takes these things seriously because injury reports are a matter of credibility. They exist so that everyone, opponents, media, and even bettors, knows who can really play. If a team makes a mistake or leaves out information, even slightly, it can lead to penalties. League spokesman Brian McCarthy has confirmed that the case will be investigated and that Baltimore could be punished if it's proven there was negligence or an attempt to hide information. And the problem is that this kind of confusion may seem small, but it has real impact. When a team announces that its starting quarterback will play and then changes the story at the last minute, it completely disrupts betting, the opponent's game planning, and even the confidence of those following the team. Baltimore, already struggling through a tough season, now has to deal with off-field pressure as well. And that pressure only increased when sportsbooks began reacting to the news that Lamar was out. From that point on, the case went from being just an administrative issue to a much bigger story for the entire league. The NFL is extremely strict when it comes to injury reports. Each team has to accurately report how much a player participated in practice, whether fully, limited, or not at all. This exists to prevent confusion and, most importantly, to make sure no one is hiding information that could influence a game. In the Ravens case, listing Lamar Jackson as a full participant on Friday and then limited on Saturday raises questions about the team's transparency. The league understands that any error in this type of report, even if it seems minor, can create an unfair advantage. That's why, when there are inconsistencies like this, the case goes straight for review. If the NFL finds that Baltimore wasn't honest or omitted information, the team could be fined, and depending on the severity, could even lose draft picks, something no team wants. The goal is clear: protect the integrity of the game and prevent trust between teams and the public from being broken. NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy has already made it clear that the league will be watching closely, which is essentially saying a formal investigation is underway. This kind of stance shows that the problem is taken seriously and that any slip-up can become an example for the rest of the league. The goal is to show that no one is above the rules, not even a traditional franchise like the Baltimore Ravens. For the players, this situation is also delicate. When someone's name appears on an injury report, it affects how the team practices, how the opponent prepares, and even how fans perceive the game. A mistake like this doesn't just affect the medical staff. It shakes the entire structure. And in Lamar's case, being the center of the team, the impact is even greater. And it's exactly because of this impact that the story didn't stop there. The betting market reacted strongly to the change in Lamar's status, showing just how sensitive this information is and how it can influence millions of dollars in a matter of hours. As soon as the Baltimore Ravens updated Lamar Jackson's status and confirmed he wouldn't play, the effect in Las Vegas was immediate. The sportsbooks, which had previously seen the team as 6.5-point favorites against the Chicago Bears, reduced the spread to just 1.5. A swing this big in such a short time shows the weight Lamar's name carries, and also how the sudden change raised questions about the transparency of the process. In the world of sports betting, every detail counts. When a team delays updating the status of a key player, it can completely shift the odds and benefit those who got the information first. That's why the NFL treats this kind of situation as a threat to the integrity of the competition. After all, if injury reports aren't reliable, the entire betting and analysis system loses meaning. The league has been reinforcing its strict stance in recent years regarding the connection between sports and the betting market. With casinos and sportsbooks increasingly involved officially with the NFL, mistakes like this take on an even larger dimension. This isn't just a communication failure. It's a matter of credibility and trust in the entire product the league offers to the public. For the Ravens, the confusion has already had consequences. Beyond the loss of trust and suspicions of wrongdoing, the team now faces the repercussions of potentially influencing, even unintentionally, a billion-dollar market. And while the NFL investigates what happened, Tyler Huntley steps in, the man who now has to turn all this turbulence into motivation on the field.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
With Lamar Jackson out, the Ravens are putting their hopes on Tyler Huntley. The quarterback has bounced around the league a bit, but it's in Baltimore where he seems most comfortable. After starting the season as a third option, he surpassed Cooper Rush to earn the role of Lamar's direct backup. So far, his numbers are modest. 10 completions on 15 attempts for 68 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. But now, the mission is different. He needs to run the offense as a starter and try to save a season hanging by a thread. Huntley is known for his mobility and ability to improvise plays, something that reminds a bit of Lamar himself. But the challenge now is completely different. He'll face an aggressive defense at a time when the entire team is under pressure. It's not just replacing the MVP. It's handling expectations, skepticism, and the urgent need for a win. Interestingly, even with all the doubts, Huntley has shown in the past that he can hold his own. In previous seasons, when he had to step in for Lamar, he kept the team competitive. But this time, the scenario is more tense. Baltimore enters the game at 1-5, confidence shaken, and the locker room full of uncertainties. For Huntley, the game against the Bears could be a unique opportunity. A strong performance not only keeps the team's hopes alive, but also strengthens his reputation in the league. He knows he won't have much time to adjust, and the weight of the moment will demand maximum focus and leadership. And on the other side, he'll face a team experiencing the exact opposite. The Chicago Bears on a high, playing with confidence, led by one of the NFL's rising stars. The Baltimore Ravens arrive for this matchup at one of the most delicate moments in recent years. With just one win in 6 games, the team desperately needs to find its path back to success. And it will have to do so without Lamar Jackson against an opponent that has been improving each week. Caleb Williams and first-year coach Ben Johnson's Bears are full of confidence, with balanced, creative, and confident offense. Rookie Williams has been playing with veteran-like maturity, leading long drives and making quick decisions under pressure. With him, the Chicago team seems to have finally found the stability it has been missing for years. For the Ravens defense, that means a huge challenge, stopping a dynamic offense while their own offense tries to adjust without its star player. Pressure in Baltimore is massive. Fans are losing patience. The media is questioning the team's decisions, and now the NFL is still investigating the injury report issue. It's a complete storm at a time when the roster desperately needed stability. Tyler Huntley will have to show character, and the team needs to respond with action to avoid seeing the season slip away. For the Baltimore Ravens, this game isn't just another week. It's practically a survival test. If the team loses again, the chances of recovery drop dramatically. But if they manage a win, even amid the chaos, it could mark an important turning point. And it's exactly this mix of pressure, drama, and opportunity that makes the matchup against the Bears so symbolic. While Chicago tries to prove they're a real force in the NFC, Baltimore is fighting to prove they're still alive, on and off the field. The atmosphere in Baltimore has never been more tense. A simple change in the injury report turned into a major headache for the Ravens, and put the team at the center of the NFL's attention. Now, besides dealing with Lamar Jackson's absence and the pressure to win, the team also has to explain itself in the face of possible league discipline. As the investigation progresses, what you see is a team trying to stay upright amid the chaos. Tyler Huntley will get the chance to prove he can lead the offense, but the weight of that responsibility is enormous. Every game from now on could define not just the season, but the franchise's future. Do you think Baltimore really messed up, or was this just a league misunderstanding? Either way, it's a turbulent moment, and everything points to the next few weeks in Baltimore being intense.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.